And since evolution is a process of change, then morals must change. Rape may one day be considered good.
Why do you have to have God to have morality? Because Sam Harris, of course, one of the four horsemen of the neo-atheist apocalypse, likes to say that through genetic evolution, we have come to a point where morality, whilst it may not mean anything on this spiritual level, it is good for the herd. It is good for human survival. It is ingrained in people now, genetically and through evolution, to not kill each other because we genetically want to perpetuate the species. So I want you to speak on that a little bit more, because I know that there's people in here who have that in the back of their mind, and I just wanted to have you expand on that.
Let me see if I can evolution account for morality?
There you go.
Okay. First of all, we need to point out that moral laws are not chemical or biological. They are immaterial, and they come from personal agents. So there's no mutating genetic code that has any authority to tell you or me or anyone else how to behave, right? Secondly, chemistry and biology are descriptive. They're not prescriptive. Evolution describes what does survive. It doesn't tell us what ought to survive. So why humans? Why not dolphins or roaches or kangaroos? You know, what Sam Harris is doing is he's smuggling a moral law into his system to get it to work, right? He's trying to assume that human beings are valuable and we ought to treat one another to promote human flourishing. Well, I generally agree with Sam Harris. That's what we ought to do. But only a theist can justify that. He can't. Also, should we rape to survive? If survival is our end, as some evolutionists will say, then if we can propagate our genes by raping, why shouldn't we do that? We could also ask the question, should we murder the weak to help others to survive? That's Hitler's agenda there. Hitler, in his mind, was trying to do a good thing. The tyrants are always trying to do good things, right? I mean, Thanos wants to knock out, half of the population, right? To do a good thing. You know that. By the way, we're having a book come out next year called Hollywood Heroes, How Your Favorite Movies Reveal God. Look for it. Anyway,
perfect.
Should we murder the weak to help others? If evolution is true, why not? And since evolution is a process of change, then morals must change. Rape may one day be considered good, according to evolution. And then finally, they say, well, we just got to do it to cooperate. Well, why cooperate when not cooperating often helps you survive? Like, for example, Stalin didn't have to cooperate. He had a bunch of henchmen. He killed millions of his own people and then took their stuff and lived comfortably until he died on his deathbed at the age of 74, shaking his fist at God one last time. So there's so many problems with this. There is no ontological, big word meaning being. There's no ontological ground for morality outside of God himself. Everything else would just be Sam Harris's opinion against Hitler's opinion. Right. So you need God for morality. You also need God to set purpose, because without purpose, as we talked about earlier, there's no way to determine whether acting a certain way is good because it's taking you toward that purpose, or bad, taking you away from that purpose. Morality requires purpose, just like football requires purpose. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what a good play was and what a bad play was.
And of course, I agree with you. You know that.
Yeah.
I wanted you to be able to expand on that, and just
sure.
And I think it makes sense that just like a lion who kills a gazelle, he did nothing morally wrong. If we are made up of the same stardust, the same mutated evolutionary atoms, but have no moral grounding, there would be no difference between a lion killing a gazelle and another person killing another person. That morally, it's the same.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Thanks, Carl.